Hi, I'm Oliver Johnson, and my project, Skylines, is an innovation project with the objective of creating a video game for young people that is not only fun and interesting, but it also teaches them about the harmful effects of climate change and what they can do to prevent it. The problem statement is how I can use my technological skills to assist in the movement to protect our planet. So the reason why I chose the subject of climate change is because I feel that it is an extremely important issue that must be addressed, and I have been inspired by the movement of young people to make a change. I wanted to use my programming skills as well as my modeling skills in order to help with this urgent issue. So let's get to this game I'm talking about. So the basic game concept of my game, Eco Skylines, is that it is a strategy simulation game where you are a city planner and you must upgrade your city to make it more sustainable and reduce the city's carbon emissions. And this game was created to spread awareness about climate change and how it can be prevented. So now I will show you how to play the game. So here's the city that I created, and if we move over here, you can see the neighborhood where are you creating a sustainable community. Now, the reason that I used Unity, which is the game engine that I used to create this game, is because it's very good for making 3D games, and it was the best game engine for what I wanted this game to be. And I use C# code because it works very well with Unity and very well for what I wanted to make. Now here you can see that there are 3 different categories on the side, and if we press R, it upgrades our waste level. If we press T, it upgrades our energy level, and if we press Y, it upgrades our food level. Now the reason why I chose these 3 is because I discussed it with my dad's friend, who is an expert in city planning and green building certification, and we decided on these 3 as leading causes of greenhouse gases and the best to create innovations for. So now let me show you an example of an innovation. If we upgrade our energy again, you'll see that it added geothermal energy. And geothermal energy is energy taken out of the earth that is then used in your home. And as you can see here, a sustainability problem popped up. So what these are is they're just a small game mechanic that shows up every once in a while, and it gives the player small ideas about ways that they can lead a more sustainable lifestyle. So there might be small mistakes that you're making, and here's some ways to fix it to become more sustainable. So now let's upgrade our levels to the max, and if we press food just 2 more times, now we have a fully upgraded house. So now we can create our community. We move back a little bit just to see the whole thing. There is our community. So that is the game. Now let's move on to the programming and modeling. Okay, so now we are inside the Unity game engine, and this is the city that I created. It has a residential, a commercial, and an industrial area to give it more of a realistic feel. Here's the community, and it starts with just the one house. But behind the scenes, we go out here, you can see that there's a lot more objects. Here are all of the innovations, and they are put into empty game objects, so they could then be brought into the scene and onto the house in the correct position. Also, here is the other houses that are brought in once you create a community. Now let's talk about the code. Here is one of the largest scripts in the game. It is made in C#, and I'm visualizing it using Visual Studio. Here you can see all of the variables original value are set here. Down here, the money is counted up by 1, and the count is counted up by 1 per frame. Here is an if statement that detects when the R key is pressed and brings the waste level up by 1. And the same thing for the T or energy level and the Y or the food level. There's also one for the community, which detects if the key C is pressed, all of the levels are at 5, and if your money is over 10,000. Now, the main part of the script here is when sustainability problems happen, this is how they are brought into the game. First, it waits till the count is at 5,000 or 5,000 frames, and then it has an if statement for each sustainability problem. There is 8 total, so the player is always getting a new one. And within each if statement, there is 4 lines of code. The first one changes the text of the sustainability problem to whatever sustainability problem it is. The second one deducts points from the sustainability level. The third one resets the count to 0, so in another 5,000 frames, the sustainability level can happen again, or the sustainability problem, and then the problem level is changed, so the next time there's a sustainability problem, it is different from the last. And that is this main part of the script. Another script is the light level script, where throughout the game, as you receive sustainability points, your light level increases. And it is just a cool game mechanic that shows the person that they are actually doing something and their actions are helping the world. So those are just a few examples of the scripts that build up the game. Once I had finished my game, I sent it out to beta testers so they could give me feedback. I created a questionnaire, and when asked if they had learned anything new about climate change while playing my game, 92% of the participants said yes. When asked if they had learned anything new about sustainability, 84% of the participants said yes. When asked if there were any improvements that could be made to the game, the beta testers told me about bugs, glitches, and errors in the game, and I was able to fix them all to make sure that the game was playable and fun for everyone. These encouraging results showed that my original objective had been met, which was to create a fun and interesting game that also teaches people about the future steps that need to be taken in climate change action. So this game has made a very big impact on me and has shown that there is a lot that you can change as an individual and you can really make an impact. So things in the future that I want for this game is I want to add many more buildings and different building types and many more innovations to make sure people are always learning more about climate change while they play this game. I would also think it would be really good if this game was used in education. So for example, if a school is doing a sustainability subject or topic, then they could use my game as an example and it could teach the students about climate change and actions they can take. Thank you. And if you would like to download the game, the link is in the attachments.